Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over a new wildcard draft ahead of game week 17. The deadline is tomorrow, more fixtures coming at us thick and fast. But if you're excited for today's video, as always, make sure to leave a like down below. Let's hit 35 likes, leave a comment, what transfers are you making this week, subscribe if you're brand new. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, this is the wildcard draft for game week 17. Now, this is just the normal template, but then I have another one here where you can easily fit Ronaldo in and stuff by taking out other players. We'll be talking about it all today, but this is kind of the main template for the wildcard draft. So, in goal, we have Sanchez and De Gea. So, let me talk about why we have Sanchez and De Gea in goal. So, Sanchez is in goal because he already has a double game week coming up in the future because the Tottenham game got postponed. And he's also going to have another game week postponement in game week 24 where they play, where they're supposed to play Chelsea, but they go off to the Club World Cup. So Brighton are going to have two double game weeks. So it's just nice to have that keeper there in the back. You don't have to worry about transfers or stuff when that double game week is going to happen because we don't know when it's going to happen yet. But obviously when it does happen, you'll have Sanchez in the back nice and easy. Of course, it is a 0.6 difference to have Sanchez instead of someone like Steele. So if you want to use that 0.6 somewhere else, then of course you don't have to do this. You could easily downgrade Sanchez to a Steele, which would give you another 0.6, which would give you 1.3 mil in the bank, and that could easily allow you to upgrade someone like, I don't know, Bernardo or Gallagher or someone like that if you really, really want to. But again, it is completely up to you. It's just because you had extra funds in the bank for this draft, so I thought I may as well just bring in a Brighton keeper just to target those fixtures later on down the line. But of course, you don't need to in the slightest. And then the other keeper, the main keeper, it could be De Gea or Sanchez. I've gone for De Gea just because he has the better fixture run in my opinion, although Ramsdale is very much in form right now. I just think the fixture run for De Gea is just so good. Even though, like I say, Ramsdale does have the likes of, I think, Southampton coming up. I think he has Norwich coming up. They play West Ham this week, which is an unfortunate fixture because, I mean, West Ham do have like quite a low XG at the moment, but I don't know. I feel like West Ham need a game to come good, and they usually perform in these big games. Like, they can't beat Burnley, but they can beat Chelsea 3-2. Like, it is just one of those fixtures. So I think they might get something from the Arsenal game. I think they need something from the Arsenal game, really, because they were definitely expected to beat Burnley, but it is what it is. But yeah, just because of the fixture run, I've gone with De Gea. But again, they are the same price, De Gea and Ramsdale, so you can really go for either or. So yeah, it's completely up to you. In fact, I think De Gea is 5.1 and Ramsdale is still 5. So I think De Gea is actually a little bit more expensive if you don't already own him. But yeah, again, 0.1 difference. It's really up to you who you bring in. At the back, we have Diaz, James, Trent, Cancelo, and Livramento. So a lot of people are going to see that big old red flag and be like, why are you bringing Cancelo in on a wildcard draft? He ain't playing. He's not playing. You're right. He did get 5 yellow cards, which means he is suspended from the Leeds game. But when you're on a wildcard draft, you're really bringing in players for the future fixtures. And I just think doubling up on City defense is the call right now. A lot of people have doubled up on Chelsea. It just hasn't gone well. The amount of 0 points and 1 points that Chelsea defenders are kind of getting us recently is just not very good at all. And I just think City is the way forward. They have a better fixture run than Chelsea. You don't have to worry about the Club World Cup postponement or anything like that, because Chelsea do miss 2 fixtures later on down the line. They miss game week 24 and game week 25. So you don't have to worry about that if you only have 1 Chelsea defender. And also Diaz pretty much nailed. Like, again, he could get a rest. You never know. Diaz did get a rest earlier on in the season. But I mean, I think he is, apart from Cancelo, the most nailed City defender. So yeah, that's why Diaz is in there. James is obviously in there just because I think he will come good. I don't think you need to sell him right now. A lot of people are asking the question, do I sell him? You know, 0, like he got 1-0-0. Is it time to get rid of him? I don't think so, really. Like, Everton is an alright fixture. Wolves is an alright fixture. Villa, I think they will concede. But then you've got Brighton as well. Brighton are known for not being able to put the ball in the back of the net. I just think the fixtures aren't terrible. Like, they're not awful enough to get rid of him. And, you know, James is capable of scoring goals. He is capable of getting assists and stuff. He's just had an unlucky run of games. So I don't think it's the time to get rid of James at all. So that's why he's in this wildcard draft. Again, if you want to go with someone like Alonso, who's a little bit cheaper, you want to go with Rudiger, who's a little bit cheaper, you most certainly can. It's just James, I think, is the best attacking wing back in the Chelsea squad for sure. So yeah, Diaz, James, Trent. I mean, I mean, Newcastle at home is just a ridiculously good fixture. Newcastle just got bopped by Leicester 4-0 yesterday, and I just think Liverpool are going to absolutely whitewash them. I think it's going to be like 6-0 potentially. Hopefully Salah, Jota, and Trent all on the score sheet. But yeah, if I was a Newcastle fan, I would not be looking forward to that game. It's at Anfield as well, so it literally couldn't be worse. You're playing one of the most informed teams right now in the world at their own stadium. So yeah, especially with how poor Newcastle have been, I would not be looking forward to that as a Newcastle fan. And then yes, Cancelo is in the team. Now, the thing that I want to talk about here is that Cancelo is going to start again after this Leeds game, and you're going to have him for Newcastle. Like, the fact that so many people have sold Cancelo, okay, yeah, he isn't playing this week, which is fair enough, but then he's going to have Newcastle, Leicester, and Brentford, which are all really, really good fixtures for Cancelo. I'm pretty sure he's just going to come straight back into the starting 11. And the thing is, you got to also realize that he was probably going to get a rest at some point anyway. He might have even got a rest during the Leeds game. So knowing that, like, is it really that bad if he just, like, we know when the rest is going to happen now because there's a big old red flag on him. So I think it's very, very ideal that he has gotten this red card right now. I wish it was for a better fixture, maybe like, I don't know, Leicester or Arsenal or something like that, instead of Leeds, because Leeds is obviously a very, very good fixture. But I think he'll come straight back into the team for that Newcastle game. He'll be rested, he'll be rearing to go. And I think if you do sell Cancelo, I think you are going to regret it during that Newcastle game. I think he's going to do really, really well in that game. But of course, you're bringing in Diaz with this wild card anyway to kind of combat that City defender that you've lost. And then Livramento is just there for backup. I mean, he's got Crystal Palace this week, and Crystal Palace playing really, really well under Vieira, to be fair. Played really well against Everton last night, and lucky to concede the goal. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. Southampton are kind of leaking in goals at the moment. Livramento is just there for kind of bench fodder, but it is what it is. With this formation, you're going to be playing 3-4-3 this week anyway, so don't really need to worry about Livramento. It's just in case nobody else plays. In midfield, we have Gallagher, Salah, Jota, and Bernardo, and Sissoko. Sissoko, again, just for bench fodder. Has some nice fixtures coming up as well. Bernardo, will he play? Will he not? Will he get rested? We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully he does play. There is, of course, the chance that he does get rested. With such a quick turnaround of games, you know, Gundogan came off quickly, early, I should say, but that was because of a back injury. So would he have carried on playing? De Bruyne came on late. Foden went off. I mean, came on. I mean, there's loads of different things that could happen in that City lineup, but hopefully Bernardo keeps his place. You know, he did get the assist at the weekend. I mean, it should not have been an assist in the slightest. It wasn't a penalty, let's be honest. But yeah, Bernardo, I just think he's the best City midfielder for minutes at this point in time, so we'll have to see if he plays. And then Jota, of course, coming off the bench against Villa. I think he's definitely going to start at home to Newcastle. I'm going to have 3 players against Newcastle from Liverpool, which I'm really, really happy about, because Salah's going to start, Jota's going to start, and of course Trent's going to start. So yeah, the press conferences are today, so if there are any kind of injury updates or anything, we'll know. But yeah, it looks like they're all absolutely fine as of right now. And then Gallagher as well, obviously just getting a massive haul. Again, you could go with someone like Maddison, but again, the Tottenham game against Maddison could potentially be called off. They had another fresh COVID concern in the first 11 earlier today, and as well as that, there's been another massive outbreak in the under-23 squad. So yeah, the Tottenham game could again be called off, which also puts the Liverpool-Tottenham game into doubt, which again is not good because I have 3 Liverpool players. Honestly, it might get to the point where we have so many postponements, it's just going to ruin the FPL season, which I think is going to happen, unfortunately, which is really, really, really sad news. But I mean, what can you do, really? There's only so much. We also have obviously outbreaks at United and Villa. We're still waiting for updates on that. Again, the United one apparently isn't that bad. Apparently only 1 player has got that, and the training will take place later on. Kind of the same with Villa as well, only 1 first team player, but we'll have to see what happens with updates regarding that. Up front though, we do have Watkins, Antonio, Dennis. Watkins actually having a price rise last night, ahead of the really good fixture, but again, Villa now have a COVID outbreak, so don't make any transfers as of right now. But Watkins has a really, really nice fixture and playing really well under Steven Gerrard. I think he's a nice little option for sure. Antonio, I mean, hasn't scored in like 7 games now. Will he start coming good? He's got a really nice fixture run coming up after the Arsenal game. Hopefully he does start netting, because I mean, you're kind of losing your patience now. Like, I kind of really want to get rid of him, but I can't ahead of that really good fixture run. So Antonio is in the team, and then we also have Dennis as well, probably going to get another price rise before the deadline, who has Burnley, then Crystal Palace, and then Wolves. Dennis again, or King. I mean, I feel like if King scores this weekend, well, this week should I say, and Dennis blanks, it's going to be like, well, who do you bring in then? Do you bring in Dennis or do you bring in King? I think King is on penalties. If I was going to bring one of them in, I probably would go with King, but I just know with like the price rise and stuff with Dennis, people are gonna hound me in the comment section down below, like, why are you not bringing in Dennis? He's playing so much better, and he is. He's getting a lot of goal involvements. He's playing really, really well. It's just King is on penalties, and again, he was unlucky at the weekend. He hit the post. You know, if that went in, would he have got 3 back? It is what it is. But that is the wildcard draft number 1. This is like kind of a similar wildcard draft. It's just for getting Ronaldo in. If you really, really want Ronaldo in, what you're going to have to do is downgrade Sanchez to Steal, which obviously loses your Brighton kind of double game week security. You're also going to have to downgrade Cancelo to Tierney, which again, I wouldn't... Tierney's been playing well though, to be fair. Like, Tierney has had back-to-back 12-pointers, which is really, really nice. His heat map is like really good. Like, he's really, really getting forward. I think Tierney's a really, really good option. Again, though, if you do already have Ramsdale, do you really want to double up on Arsenal defense? I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. They don't have the best fixtures coming up. I mean, after the West Ham game, they do have Leeds and Norwich, which are really nice fixtures. But after that, like, do you really want to double up on Arsenal defense? I don't know. You're still keeping the same defense, the same midfield, but then, of course, instead of Antonio, you now have Ronaldo. Again, I don't know. Ronaldo hasn't really shown me anything that kind of would justify me bringing in, or at least taking a hit for him anyway. If you had like 2 free transfers this week, which I don't think anybody does because there's so many problems going on in FPL. So if you do want to bring in Ronaldo, then of course you obviously can, but again, I would wait. We do have the United COVID outbreak, we have the Villa outbreak. Again, this wildcard draft would obviously suffer heavily if they do have Villa and United outbreaks and stuff. So again, we'll just have to wait and see. But that's why I'm not really going anywhere near Spurs players or Leicester City players, just simply because of that COVID scare at the Tottenham camp once again. So we'll have to wait and see for that. Again, it looks like there's going to be loads of postponements. It looks like it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. So we could be seeing some really, really bad game weeks coming up in the horizon, especially over the busy Christmas period as well, where there's just games constantly. With how long it takes to isolate for COVID, like 10 days, that's literally like 2-3 fixtures at this point. So it is really worrying, but there's not really too much we can do about it. It's affecting everybody, you know. It's not like a lot of people have got 3 Liverpool players, so if that game gets called off, you know, there might be a lot of free hits being played. Like, I'll probably have to play mine because I can't really go without Salah, Jota, and Trent. That'd be 3 players not playing. Like, I'd probably have to free hit. But again, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Either way, though, that is going to be everything for today's wildcard draft video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 35 likes. Leave a comment. Who are you transferring in now ahead of Game Week 17? Who've got your eyes on? Subscribe if you're brand new. That's everything from me. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time,